Hello class, welcome to Civic Education Virtual Class. I'm Mr. Femi by name. Today we are still going to continue on our main topic, cultism. From there we'll look at the subheading, reasons for establishing and joining cults. There are so many reasons that make people to establish cults group, and there are so many reasons why people also join cult group. The first one I want us to look at is people join cult group because they are searching for security. They want to be secure. Many students, because of this fear of insecurity, they decide that the best way to make sure that they are secure on campus is to join cult groups so that people will be able to see them that they are part of the cult group. Don't move closer. You can their friends, their colleagues, their members in that cult group will harm you if you try to harm them too. Some males join cult group in order to secure their female friend from being snatched by other male students. But mind you, there are so many people that join cult group because of security. They, at the end of the day, they lose their life. At the end of the day, they lose their life for joining cult group. The second part is that they are searching for social identity. They are in search for social identity. What do we mean by this? Those young campus, they want to be recognized. They want to be seen. They want to be regarded as powerful people on campus. And to them, it is a way of achieving prestige and greatness in life. And mind you, all this is not the way to greatness, because at the end of the day, if you refuse not to be part of that group, they'll be looking for your life. The third part is some people see cult group as a means of getting financial assistance. Some students join it because they need financial support and they see it as a way to accumulate wealth. And at the end of the day, this is not so. The hence means is dangerous. The fourth part of it is the influence of peer group. Some people join cult group because they have been influenced by their friend, by their peers, in which they want them also to be part of them. That is why as a student, you should note, you should watch those that you move with. Show me your friend and I will tell you the kind of person you are. That is, no matter how difficult you are, some of your friends will have influence in your life. Maybe in your behavior, it's either negative or positive. That is why you have to watch the kind of associates you mingle with. Some of the things that make people to join cult group or establish cult group is their parental and home background. There are so many homes in which they have weak moral foundation, and this make them to behave anyhow. Anybody that comes from a very well trained and moral standard home will not want to join cult group because there will be fear that why am I joining this group? This is not a moral standard group. Why did I need to join this group? And this will make some not to join. But if home, the foundation from the home is not standard, this can make people to join cult group. We have the mass media. The mass media also expose the young ones to all kind of negative behavior. That is, the importation of magical films, occultic literature also make them to feel like when they get this power, they can do and undo. And this media also expose our youth nowadays to so many things that is affecting our society up till now. That is what makes some people to join cult group in order to look for power, which is not there. Inadequate religious and moral instruction or education. That is, there are so many students nowadays that their religious background is not standard. Their moral instruction is not okay. That is, some parents nowadays neglect their responsibility in order to upgrade these children morally. And this make them to look for crazy wealth, crazy material things, and this make them to fall victim of peer that influence them into so many things. Give your child the way of the Lord, and when that child grows up, he will not depart from it. If it is moral instruction you've given to your child since that child is still young, that child will not depart from it. Away from there, let's look at the second subheading for the day. Cultism in the higher institution will lead to the following consequences. That is, the consequences of cultism in higher institution. The first thing that cultism leads to is it can lead to expulsion. That is, there are so many measures put in place now. If you are being caught that you are part of secret cult, you will be expelled from the school, and this will lead to shame. It leads to shame. Another consequence is that cultism promotes violence. It promotes violence, riots, uproar in the school, and this is also it affects a lot of lives and property. That is, there is no way violence will occur that there will be destruction of properties or life in the school compound. Let's look at another third part of the consequences of cultism. It reduces the quality of products of schools through frequent interruption in the academic calendar. Yes, if you look at some schools, the effect of cultism on the school's calendar is paramount because there will be a lot of strike, uproar in the school compound. Let's look at the fourth one. It breeds insecurity on various campuses. That is, any campus that we have called group, there won't be any form of security in such school. The end result is moral decadence in the society. It breeds generation of immoral students. That is, we have students that take immorality as their first number one behavior. That is, we have so many decrease in moral standard in the society because a student that is part of cult group and take that one also up into the society, what do you think will happen? Such person also will breed immoral generation. Another one is leads to colossal loss of infrastructure and other resources on the campus. The peace of the school is adversely affected. Yes, this peace of the school is affected because it leads to destruction of infrastructure and resources on the school campus. Away from there, let's look at the third subheading for today, preventing measures against cultism. That is, what can we do in order to reduce cultism in the school compound? Moral education should be made compulsory in the primary and secondary school in the country. That is part of the moral education we are doing now. That's under civic education in the school. That is, we can make you to know that cultism is not the way out or solution to any form of difficulties you are having in campus. Another one is parents also should take their own part. Parents should take their time to understand their children and give them enough time to listen to them at home and satisfy their what? Emotional, psychological, and physical needs. These three things is paramount that parents should satisfy this, parents should meet this at home so that your child will be the we give you first information, not that no, rather than telling people outside. We have to tell the information to your face that this is what is happening to me, my mother. Please give me advice. Be your children advisors, and this will help you. Moral education should be made compulsory in primary school, and yes, we've talked about that. Cultism and its consequences should be treated in general study course in all institutions like the one we are treating now. We are talking about the cultism, the consequences, so that you will be able to move away from it. I used to tell you that cultism is not solution, it is the havoc, it is problematic. A definite legislation that will pass a death sentence to anybody found guilty of court activities on campus. There should be a legislation in order that when you notice that you've been arrested as a court member, death is the penalty. People will not go into courtism again. Parents should be more vigilant concerning the behavior and activities of their children within and outside the home. That is, parents should check the behavior and activities of their children within and outside the home. Parents should desist from being member of secret cult and also preventing their children from joining bad group. Government also should set up security outfit to checkmate the activities of secret cult on campus. That is, should be security measure on campus in order to make sure that the activities of secret cult on campus is being reduced. Government and non-governmental agencies should step up their campaign against cultism and its destructive tendency. That is, there should be a lot of campaign against cultism in the society, like the one you are saying on your screen. Just say no. Say no to what? Say no to cultism. Just say no. Say no to any form of immorality that can bring about. And even say no to bad friend. Say no to bad gang. Say no. Cultism is not the solution to any problem. Cultism only have one door, and that is entrance door. In cultism, there is no exit door. It only have one door. Note this, cultism have only one door, and that door is what? Only entrance. There is no exit. That is why you should not join cult group. Say no to cultism. That is where we're going to stop for today. See you next class. Bye.